today, inspiring and insightful for everyone. Before we begin, please allow me to go through our agenda briefly. We have a full day planned with keynote sessions, discussions on business sustainability from the perspective of both practitioners and academicians, and also a parallel session later this afternoon. We believe these sessions will enrich our understanding of sustainable management and provide valuable insights for everyone involved. Before we jump into the main event, let's take a moment for reflection and seek blessings for a successful and fruitful day ahead. We invite you to join us in a moment of prayer according to your own faith and beliefs to inspire wisdom, unity, and positive outcomes for today's discussion. Prayer may start. With gratitude, we conclude this prayer. Now, let us officially begin our event by honoring our two nations. Please rise for the national anthems of Indonesia and Malaysia. Thank you very much. Now, to formally welcome you to IMMARA 2024, it is my pleasure to invite Dr. Ganchar Primananto, the head of the committee, to give the welcoming remarks. Please give a very warm welcome.
Thank you, Mbak Christiana. Okay, for all of the audience, the flower is bloom in my garden today. Assalamualaikum for you everybody. In the warm morning in Surabaya, we will welcome you to be part of our international agenda today. That this is the third international seminar that we have held by the collaboration between three campus, which is AGPSU-ITM, and MSM Universitas Airlangga, and then the Master of Management of Universitas Paramadina. It's being a pleasure to become the host for this third IMMARA, that the international seminar conducting especially for master students degree, that we want to give some appreciation for their research, especially for something that giving some insight, giving some implication for business party. So this is the special collaboration that we have till today. And there's something that become something new in our third international seminar, that the first day in our international seminar, we already have about 71 papers that we have to be reviewed, and it already reviewed by our reviewer. And today we will have many insightful speaker, many distinguished speaker that already joined with us, especially from practitioners and academicians. From practitioners, we have Dr. Insinyur Megat Suhairi from National Cybersecurity Agency Malaysia. Thank you, Dr. Megat, for your willingness to share with us today. And we also have the practitioner from PT Bluebird. He is the Chief Marketing and Communication Officer, Bapak Mediko Aswar, that he will join with us maybe after this because he already have any other agenda. But we are very sorry that the Professor Dr. Prasetyo from Director of Finance and Risk Management Garuda Indonesia Airways cannot join with us today because in this time he have some important meeting with the commissioner. So he can join with us in the morning right now. After that, we have, inshallah, a very insightful moment that we will discuss about the business transformation, digitalization, and sustainability by many academicians from three parties, which is already with us, Associate Professor Dr. Nur Irfani Muhammad Ishar. Thank you for being with us, Dr. Irfani. It's a pity that you can go to Surabaya, right? Because having some permission problem. The same thing that we have in the earlier months. And we already have also the speaker from Universitas Paramadina, Dr. Prima Naomi. Thank you for being our speaker also, Dr. Naomi. And we will discuss the academician thoughts, especially hopeful that we can give some insight, some inspiring idea about the future research and something that we can do for teaching learning methods to our students. So after that, there will be some parallel session, especially for the one who join with us offline. But for presenter that join online, we already have digiseminar.id that you can watch in the digiseminar.id many video that already prepared by the presenter. So if you have some interesting topic to discuss, please find out in our digiseminar.id. There will be the PowerPoint, the video by the presenter that already sent their research. And tomorrow we have, inshallah, interesting discussion also. That today we have seminar, and tomorrow we will have international community service, pengabdian masyarakat internasional. So we will invite the small medium enterprise owner business. Uh, he is the young people that want to raise the traditional drink from East Java, Legen. So based on his vision, he want to make the traditional drink become internationally accepted. So hopefully that you can join with us to give some consultation, to give some suggestion how to conduct the international beverage. So we will invite you to become the consultant. There will be some appreciation also. So for today activity, we will trying to find the best paper. And for tomorrow, we will trying to find the best consultant. That there will be certificate awarding for you if you already giving your suggestion and thoughts about how to raise the small medium enterprise from small city in East Java, Gresik, and how to become international beverage. So hopefully that you still can join with us tomorrow at 9 for international community services. And in the afternoon, there will be some announcement who will be the best paper and who will be the best consultant. So that's all of the agenda for today's activity. Hopefully that we have some fruitful discussion, fruitful insight for your practices, for your research, and for your academic objective. So thank you for Dr. Alina, Dr. Iin from AGBS UTM and Universitas Paramadina that having some good discussion how to make this event become sustained. Thank you for all. Barakallah that hopefully that you enjoy our activity and hopefully that we can meet each other face to face because we already trying to make some collaboration with the Swiss Bell in Hotel, but it's a pity that you can join with us in Surabaya today. Hopefully that we can meet in Surabaya some later time. Barakallah, thank you for your participation. Assalamualaikum. Okay, I will open this activity with the words Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I think there is problem in the audio for Dr. Megat Zuhairi because he can hear us. Dr. Megat,
I can
how are you?
hear you, but I cannot hear Christine, yeah, just now. But I
Oh,
can hear from you.
okay. I can hear you right now, Dr. Megat.
Okay. Okay.
It's very clear. Okay, so you may begin your
Oh,
presentation,
so
Dr.
it's my
Megat.
turn now. Okay. All right. All right. Let me share my slides. Okay. Hold on. Hmm. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, it's very clear, Dr. Megat.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to um, uh, express my gratitude for the invitation to present as one of the speakers in today's session. The topic of my presentation today will be Malaysia's digital transformation and cybersecurity, the journey and way forward. For your information, I am the Chief Executive of National Cybersecurity Agency, or NACSA, which is an agency under the Prime Minister Department. Our role is to look into the um, cybersecurity of national cybersecurity. Recently, we introduced our Cybersecurity Act, and our main role is to make sure that government or Malaysia in general is being protected in the context of cybersecurity. So my presentation today will focus more on our journey on digital transformation and also in cybersecurity, and also the way forward of what the nation or the government of Malaysia is foresee in the future in this context of digital transformation and cybersecurity. Okay. Our journey towards a digital nation started when we introduced our multimedia super corridor initiative in 1997. Then the approach is that to bring everyone, as many as possible in terms of individuals, a government organization, especially, and also private organization, to move from non-digital approach into digital platform. Made certain manual transaction or physical transaction has moved slowly into digital uh, transaction. One of it is the total hospital information infrastructure, hospital information system in 1997, where Malaysia, one of the hospital in Malaysia was the first hospital in the world that uh, uh, transformed from manual operation into digital operation. Then we had another 13 hospital has adopted THIS, total hospital information system then, and now most of our hospital has so-called at least a simplified version of hospital information system. Then move on. For the last 5 years, Malaysia introduced our fourth industrial revolution policy, of which that policy, although the fourth industrial revolution technologies does not just focus on digital technology, but majority of it related to digital technology such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, and the other technologies such as IoT, big data, cloud computing, and so on. Then we also introduced our My Digital, or digital economy blueprint, focusing on promoting a lot more digital economy related investment in Malaysia, as well as introducing a lot more employment opportunity in the digital economy. Then, when we wanted to promote people coming in or adopting or accepting digital transformation, the focus was this four. One, importance of having speed in terms of connectivity. When there are speed, then people accept the fact that digital transformation can be acceptable. Before this, it was not much. We see a lot of resistance in digital transformation because the limit of infrastructure that provide acceptable speed, which allows for such transformation becomes more attractive then. Number two is that availability, accessibility. The need of having everyone have access to the internet was the priority of the government then providing the necessary infrastructure. So the focus of accessibility shall not just focus in the urban areas, but has to cover the rural and the remote areas in Malaysia. Number three, although we have the speed, we have the accessibility, but the importance of having it available all the time. If it's intermittent, if the availability is not in a sense of provide convenience for everyone, then the acceptance of digital transformation can be rendered in a sense that they feel that it's not stable. Yeah. So they feel so availability is one of very important aspect which promote people coming into digital transformation or into the cyberspace. And last but not least is user experience. Although we have the speed, although we have the allow everyone to have access to the internet, and also availability, stability of such system, if the user experience is so complex, the acceptance of such digital transformation will not be smooth in the sense of having everyone to accept it. So user experience can be in a form that the solution, it's more user-friendly, the solution is not complex, the installation of the system become seamless, the use of it allows for those non-IT people can also accept the fact that it does not require much knowledge or skill for them to use the solution when it comes to digital application. So all this focus was the main focus of the government, and we have achieved the objective. Number one is that if you look at into the connections of digital connection, we have it versus population, it is at 129%, which means that more one population in Malaysia has more than one connectivity. So it is quite a high achievement, of which we can say that everyone in Malaysia has access to a device which allows them to have access to digital application. Number two is that almost 100%, 96%, 98, 96.8% of population have access to internet. So almost everyone. And also when it comes to recent data, Malaysia is among the population that is actively participate in social media at 78.5%, which is quite very high as compared to the global standards. And to look into different in a more layman perspective, our use of internet is 96.8%. It is almost as what the population of accessing to basic drinking water, access to basic sanitation. So internet has become our way of life. So the objective then of promoting people into digital transformation, coming into the cyberspace, somehow has been successful. when we started our multimedia support corridor 1987. So assessing, having people going into the cyberspace, promoting people using social media has been successful, and it somehow no longer the priority of the government anymore, because we have achieved what we wanted to achieve. But now, from the economic perspective, it has become the catalyst in the economy of Malaysia. We are right now predicting that digital economy will contribute 25.5% to the GDP of Malaysia. It is slightly higher than the global standard as compared to, for example, China. The digital economy contributed at 40% this year. So we are aiming that by next year, we are at 35.5%. So 1/4 of our economy is contributed by the digital economy. So the need of us to promote even more of people going into digital economy, we then focus on making sure that more people having access to 5G connectivity, the understanding or investment in artificial intelligence, the high usage of IoT and other technologies such as quantum computing, cloud computing, and other aspects related to digital economy. So now, if you look into more statistics, the concern of privacy and security has been increasing. For example, the concern of people that their data might be used, their online data might be used by the people, the companies or whoever have interest, the stakeholders in the internet are increasing now at 39 at almost 40%. So this worry or this concern has somehow hindered of people or even companies or individuals to even proceed, invested a lot more in solution in cyberspace. So we have to manage this concern. If not, our success or achievement of promoting people going into internet or promoting even a digital transformation the trend may, if not managed properly, we may see a reducing trend. So that is why cybersecurity has become a main concern of the government in Malaysia, at least, or even in fact, regionally in ASEAN, we have been talking about the cybersecurity quite a lot. So that the importance of us looking into the cybersecurity has become more important. To that aspect, I just would like to share the cybersecurity landscape in Malaysia. If you see from in year 2021, the reported incident which related to the 6 category which we recorded every year. In 2021, we've seen about 5,575 real incidents occurred. All these numbers, just to disclaimer, just to get context, this is only related to our National Critical Information Infrastructure, NCRI. What NCRI means is that organizations that, if affected, it may affect the nation, affect the economy or the nation as a whole. So we have several entities listed as NCRI. So these incidents reported are based on only that organization. You see a upward trend from 2021 from 5,575 to 7,000 in 2022, but we've seen a somehow reducing numbers in 2023. Although we've seen that the trend seems reducing in 2023, but the complexity and the complication of such incidents has given more impact in 2023 to the economy as compared to 2022 and 2021. We've seen a lot of additional ransomware for you, those who are not in the cybersecurity business or in the cybersecurity field, ransomware is where threat actors or hackers, in simple term, will gain access to your data, your organization data, or even gain access to your network, and you will no longer have access to your own data. So what the ransomware actors did is that they will ask money from you. Only after you pay, then you get access back to your data or to your network. So the ransomware has become one of the biggest threat, not just in Malaysia, but also around the globe. The recent incident in Indonesia, for example, the Pusat Data Nasional Indonesia has been attacked by the ransomware, and the threat actors demanded about 8 million US dollar before they can have access back to the Pusat Data Nasional data center of Indonesia. We have similar attack in Malaysia as well. One organization in Malaysia has been attacked by ransomware, and they have not have yet to gain access of their data, and that data has now been published in the dark web and can be used by the other threat actors for whatever reason they want to use data for. So in 2023, we've seen a reducing numbers as incidents as well. One, I think the awareness of cybersecurity among organization has become more mature, in the sense that they realize that they have to protect themselves, and by protecting themselves, they'll be able to protect them from cybersecurity incidents. In terms of numbers, in terms of threat actors attempting to attack your organization, I believe it is higher, but we managed to reduce the number of incidents because the level of maturity and protection in Malaysia has become more higher, in the sense of the standards of us protecting ourselves. So the trend in 2024 is that, again, what we call info stealer malware. If those who are not in cybersecurity, is that sometimes receive email. That email seems so legit, as if that you are, for example, you need to update your information, for example, or you have to, if you click on that link, you will be able to get more information for something that you're interested in. But in actual fact, that link, it's a malware. By clicking on that link, you are actually exposing yourself, and the hacker will be able to get your information, such as your username and password. So this is what info stealer malware is about. By having access to your login and your password, then they will be able to do the necessary, get your information, maybe accessing to your important emails, even having access to your accounts for whatever reason. So this is the trend. Info stealer malware is a very straightforward approach of hacking your system, but there are ways of preventing from such for such incident by having more awareness, understanding of not just click whatever you receive, making sure before you can actually making sure that the source of that information coming from a legit information. And also there are other ways by installing more resilient cybersecurity measures, such as having your antivirus being updated, and having adopting multi-factor authentication and so on. Ransomware campaign has become more increasing, not just in Malaysia, also in Indonesia, and also ASEAN, as well as globally. This ransomware has become a business among hackers. In the dark web, there are organizations that provide service for them to do ransom on your behalf. So what they do is that they will try to access organization which has a lot of information or data, and that organization may have money. So they will attack and gain access to your network, gain access to your data, and then they will declare that we have your data now. If you don't pay, we will then expose your data. some organization will desperately pay that ransom, and that ransom is paid to that organization which provide that service, and they will share that ransom among themselves. So it is business. It is a business in a dark web. So that's why ransomware has become increasing, because the business model has become so successful and also give a quite high rewarding rewards. So search engine optimization poisoning is another trend of which they access to your website, and when people search for your organization, it will bring you to a fake website. For example, if someone search UITM in Google, the search will show, instead of showing instead of showing UITM, it will show gambling sites, other sites that will, when you click that, it will bring you to the gambling sites. So this is what you call search engine optimization poisoning. So this is the three main trends in 2024 in terms of cybersecurity. So what does cybersecurity, what do we do to protect ourselves from this cybersecurity? Ultimately, will then bring back to our aim of having more digital economy contributing to the economy of Malaysia. Of course, number one, we have to first identify. I would like to give an analogy. If you have your own house, first of all, you have to identify what are the valuables that you have in your house. So if you have money, if you have jewelry, if you have other valuable items, then you identify it, then you prioritize the control. So once you identify, you have to protect it, either by installing more safety box, installing CCTV, or having more locks in your house, having grill in your windows and doors. This is what the measure of protect. Once you protect, then you have to detect whether there are people who's still trying to access to your house. So this is detection. So once you detect, you have to respond to that threats, either by calling the police, responding by pushing a siren button, or removing them from trying to have access to your organization. Then even after that response, the incident still occur, what you need to do, then you have to do recovery. What you do, maybe you have to call the police, and police will try to get your money back. Or maybe if it does not happen, maybe you have to reinstall your windows, you have to reinstall your locks, or to a certain extent, then you have to do, in the future, you learn from it and you do a more aggressive protection of your house. So similarly, in cyberspace, it is the same approach. You identify, you protect, and you detect any threats. If a threat happens, you have to respond to it. And if it still happens, then you have to recover from the loss, or minimizing the risk or impact from such incident. So what Malaysia did is that just recently we introduced our Cybersecurity Act 2024. This is quite important because by having an act, we tell everyone that we are serious about it, and everyone has to protect themselves. This act indicates that this cybersecurity law is not for us to punish the threat actor or the hackers, because the law for hackers is the Computer Crime Act. This cybersecurity law is aiming to punish people who don't protect themselves. For example, if an organization has many information and data, if that organization do not protect themselves, we can take action on that organization to a certain extent. They can be penalized for 500,000 ringgit and 10 years imprisonment. So this approach means that if you don't protect your house, you don't protect organization, it is against the law. So make sure you protect yourself by investing and making the necessary measures in terms of cybersecurity investment, in terms of tools, and also awareness, as well as procedures. So what does How do we protect the nation? We protect the nation through protecting our national critical information infrastructure. So what does NCRI means is that any system, if being disrupt or destruct, it will have impact on the nation's security, defense, foreign relations, economy, public health, public safety, or public order, as well as government to carry out its function effectively. So if any organization has a system, if it's been destruct or may have impact on the economy, defense, and then they are now declared as the national critical information infrastructure entities. For example, our Tenaga Nasional Berhad, an organization that provides electricity to the whole nation, then we declare themselves as NCRI, and Tenaga Nasional Berhad has to do necessary measures to protect themselves. If not, if they don't do that measures, then they are violating the law, and then our organization, the law says that we can take actions by bringing them to court, and if found guilty, then the penalty is 500,000 ringgit and 10 years of imprisonment. So right now we have identified almost 230 organizations that falls under this category, and then these 230 organizations, they have to protect themselves, and ultimately by protecting themselves, we are protecting the nation. For example, hospitals, like I said earlier, our hospitals are now working under Total Hospital Information System. If that system is being hacked, the hospital may not be functioning. They have to do manually, and it will then affecting the public safety or public order, because people cannot have access to health services in Malaysia. So these are all some of the details of the act. Nevertheless, for us to make sure that the law being implemented in such a way, of course, our organization has to have the necessary 3 Rs. We have to have our regulation that detail what the need of such organization to fulfill the act. We have to have our budget resources, the second R, and the third R is our manpower. The recent announcement by the Prime Minister is that we have an additional 10 million ringgit for us to upgrade our resources and our manpower in order the implementation of the Cybersecurity Act can be successfully implemented. So what does that measures bring Malaysia in the perspective of Global Cybersecurity Index? We are similarly like Indonesia and other countries, we are at tier 1, which is the highest tier by the International Telecommunication Union of United Nations, which means that our direction towards protecting ourselves in terms of framework has fulfilled the international standard. We are at the tier of becoming a role model for other countries to follow. So how does that impact on the economy of Malaysia again? So we have received various investment. For example, Google announced of $2 billion establishing a Google data center in Malaysia. Amazon Web Services, AWS, invested about $6.5 billion. Oracle recently announced of, I think this slide has some error. We also received, hold on, let me fix this one. Hold on, where is it? Sorry. Okay, so I have to read. So Amazon invested about 6 billion, Google $2 billion, Nvidia 4.3 billion, uh, Microsoft 2.2 billion, and Oracle 6.5 billion. So the direction of us apart from promoting people into a digital transformation, having focus on making sure that our digital transformation is more secure, we get more investment in terms of people who's in digital economy to invest in Malaysia, because we provide a very conducive and attractive environment for digital economy, for digital technology providers globally to come in Malaysia and invest. So having said that, apart from just focusing what the trends, we also focus on what the future trend would be like. So we see that quantum computing and cryptology, or post-quantum cryptography and AI, are the two main big potential for Malaysia to invest. To invest in the sense of not just infrastructure, but invest also on talents, as well as invest in terms of providing the necessary policies and directions so that we get more people coming in Malaysia to invest. So recently we announced of our post-quantum cryptography initiatives by using our local expertise and talents and making sure that we are ready for the future threats and for future opportunities of quantum computer, which will become established commercially available by 2030. So we need to prepare now, although it seems like quite far away in 6 years or 5 years in the future. But I think investment of talents as well, investment of infrastructure and direction of the government has to start now. Regionally, in terms of cybersecurity, Malaysia in ASEAN perspective, we have recently established our regional computer emergency response team, of which Malaysia is the first coordinator for that ASEAN regional computer emergency response team, CERT. What does CERT? The role of CERT is that for any cyber attacks or cyber attempts, this computer emergency response team is the first to respond. So what we did, that we realized the importance of us ASEAN nations to collaborate together. So we agree that we have to work, share this responsibility by establishing a CERT for ASEAN, for us to protect not just our country, but also to protect the region as a whole. So I think I would like to stop here. I think one is that we need to realize that the threat landscape, or even the landscape of digital economy, has evolved since the beginning, since the early 80s and 90s. But the evolvement of the digital economy, digital technology has been very move in a tremendous pace or speed, and we cannot wait. What we need to do is we have to be prepared faster than the advancement of the technology. And the importance of government commitment. This government commitment can be shown, can be in the form of law, in the forms of a strategy, in the form of supporting the public and private sectors in making sure that the direction of and the digital ecosystem is at a conducive and attractive to the investors and also the local domestic industries. And again, when it comes to digital economy, when it comes to cybersecurity, the element of trust is very important. And once you gain that trust, and once you lost that trust, it's difficult to gain it back. So it is quite important for us to remain making sure that the digital environment and the cybersecurity are more secure and reliable. I would like to stop here. Thank you so much. Maybe my topic somehow different, or maybe may not in your field, but I hope I managed to present it in a sense that a more layman rather than more technical. So thank you so much. I don't know if we'll be open for Q&A or I'll just stop here. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Christiana, I still cannot hear you, but if someone can, if there's a requirement for me to respond, please let me know.
All right. Good morning, Dr. Megat. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. I'm actually supposed to wait the code from Christiana, but then maybe there's a network connection issue with her. So I'm just gonna take over from here. So good morning, Dr. Megat and everyone. Um, I'm the moderator for today's sessions for the parallel session in today's conference. And thank you so much, Dr. Megat, for your insightful and remarkable presentation on the cybersecurity and also digital transformation. And I believe it's actually a very important matter when we talk about, digital era like today to maintain the business sustainability for the companies. And here, before we continue with the second presentation from the second speaker, I guess I'd like to invite the participants here to probably, raise some questions so that we could have some fruitful discussions with Dr. Megat. So if you got any questions for the participants, please do raise your hand. Let's wait for a second. Dr. Megat, is that okay if you wait for a moment here to Zoom? All right, okay. Let's wait for the for the Q&A session. We have a questions from Dr. Ganjar. Please go ahead, Dr. Ganjar.
Thank you, Bu Zahrin. It's very insightful presentation that you have, Dr. Megat, especially when you mentioned that there is punishment for the one who didn't taking care for the security of their data. So it's not the punishment for the hacker, but the punishment is for the institution that didn't protect the data. It's very insightful philosophy that you have. I think it's a resemblance by the hadith that Rasulullah of trying to remind the one who not tidying up his horse, that Rasulullah gives some suggestion. You have to tie up your horse. You have to protect your belongingness. I think it's resemblance for that, right? The philosophy.
Yes, we in cybersecurity, we always use this term, what we call it, it's a shared responsibility. It is a responsibility for organization to protect. It's a responsibility of the individual to make sure that they will not do by clicking unnecessary link, exposing your data to anyone, and also if you have valuables, you have to do additional measures to protect themselves. I totally agree with Dr. Anja, is that although it may seem that coincidentally we go the approach, but the spirit is always like that. Nevertheless, we also have other laws for the hacker. We call it Computer Act.
I see.
So it is the role of the police. But if we just depends on that Computer Crime Act, we are actually transferring that responsibility only to the police. We just don't protect ourselves. So it's not fair, and the spirit of shared responsibility is not there. So this is why it is important for us to go the approach, so everyone understand that it's not just the responsibility of the police or the government to punish the hacker, but we also need to make sure that you have to be responsible of your data as well.
Okay, so the second thing that I have a question for you, Dr. Megat, especially about something that you mentioned, that digital become the way of our everyday life right now. But I think usually we discussing by the basis of B2C, that the transactional activity between a business to consumer having some many activity for digitalization. But how about B2B? Are they also going a lot of their activity into digital area also? especially when we offering things to other party, to other institution. Do they use the digitalization for their activity, Dr. Megat? I want to know based on the practitioner business
I
point
think
of view.
in the beginning, of course, we always talk about consumer and business because the consumer is the biggest population. If we manage to have them in, then business will become more attractive to provide more digital solution or digital application for the consumer to use. But it seems like B2B comes naturally because the supply chain aspect, once an organization adopt a digital platform for the user, and they feel that they need to B2B, the what attract B2B to transform into digital is that the aspect of efficiency of which by having more efficient, they'll be able to increase their profit. So it's not something we realize that government do not have to promote much in B2B because they understand and realize that the importance of having digital transformation will give them more profit. So it seems like it comes naturally rather than government policy. Again, for us to accelerate that, government also provides certain subsidies and support for those business who do not have the money to, although they want to go for it, but do not have enough money to start. So that we also have that some program to support them. We do not have much problem in promoting because everyone wants to go to digital when it comes to B2B perspective.
Awesome. All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, I guess Dr. Ganjar has already received very satisfactory answers from Dr. Megit. Well, yes, then before we continue, I'd like to invite other participants who has any other questions, probably to Dr. Megit. You know, when we talk about digital transformation, I'm actually very fascinated with the quote that you put on the, on the cover page of your presentation before that has been showed again by Dr. Ganjar. When we talk about digital era, it's indeed, it has become our life, our way of life. Yeah, right. Right now, it's not possible for us to live without gadget, right? For example, or without internet. But then, yes, it's indeed very important to make sure that we also have the cybersecurity. But, while waiting for the other participants to ask the questions, maybe I'd like to start the discussions with you. Is that okay, Dr. Biget? Yeah. All right. So, I'm just wondering, and it's actually a follow-up questions to what Dr. Ganjar has dropped the questions from the previous questions, the first questions, if I'm not mistaken. So, when we talk about the cyber crimes, cyber attacks, it actually happens quite a lot, even though we know that cybersecurity is really important, but in fact, when we take a look at the, at the field, when we take a look at the reality, there are so many companies that has been attacked on the cyber perspective. So they had been fallen victims from the cyber crimes. And this is not only happening to the small companies, but also to the big and giant ones, right? So I don't know. I'm just curious about what is your thought on this issue, since once the data is leaked out, that is basically an infinite loss to the victims, like to the customers that lost the data, because in digital era like this, like today, I believe that data is everything, right? Because there's even a saying that data is like a new oil, so it's very, very important. So then what do you think on this? I heard that you mentioned that we're not supposed to just we're not supposed to just punish the hacker or the cyber attacker, but also the company that basically couldn't maintain their cybersecurity. So what do you think on this? Should the government actually impose a fine or a legal penalty to the companies in questions?
I think when you talk about cybersecurity, people will always like to relate to data, which is correct. When once we have that data, data can be very valuable. Valuable in the sense that if that data is
Yeah.
a confidential data, that the organization might want to keep it so that it will not be exposed. That usually where the ransomware comes in play. If you want to make sure to protect data, pay us, then you get your data. We will not expose your data. But this data, apart from having that data being valuable, they can actually sell it to whoever wants that data for marketing purpose and so on. But it's also lead to scam and fraud, because currently the reason that scam is so real that you believe that person, because they have that data. They know that your name, apart from just your name or your ID, they know your address. In fact, they do some social engineering by looking into your social media, and they know your interest in what food and so on. And then the way they explain it to you as if that they are a real person, that someone that you know. That's why scam it's so lucrative, because people believe. So one aspect of data being exposed and leaked can lead to more bigger implication. Nevertheless, cybersecurity also, if it's being hacked or breached, apart from having access to your data, it also having access to your whatever application or digital platform that you subscribe to, your online banking, your insurance. You still manage to get in. Our law says that if you being breached, you have to inform the government that you have been breached immediately and within 6 hours. If you don't inform us, the law says that you will be also penalized and jailed. The reason being is very important for you to report is that if once you report, we will do the necessary to protect so that the risk is not become spread to other organization or the country as a whole. So before the law, many organizations, especially big companies, they do not want to report because it affect their image. So they will say nothing happens, but in actual fact, things happens. But if you don't report and if your measures is not good enough, it will affect other organization and will give bigger impact to the economy. So the industry in Malaysia realized that the reason they're reporting is not because, I mean, cyber incident will happen. How much you protect yourself, it will happen. But the shared responsibility spirit has to come in play. If you're being attacked, it's not because although you have been protecting yourself quite a lot, it's just unlucky that people wants to attack you. It can occur to somebody else. So by having that understanding, then they realize, oh, it might as well report. So then we all together find ways to solve this problem. Yeah.
Splendid. Thank you so much, Dr. Megat, for your thoughts on this. That's very insightful, and that's a very very interesting approach on the cybersecurity law that you shared before. I guess our government in Indonesia should also adopt the same approach, because that's I guess very gonna be very beneficial to promote the cybersecurity itself to the business and industry. Thank you so much, Dr. Megat. And I saw that there's actually another questions dropped in the chat box, but unfortunately we're running out of time. So I'm sorry, but we couldn't continue with the Q&A session now. But we'll see if we got some more time later. We could just continue with the Q&A at the end of the first session. But thank you so much again to Dr. Megat. Thank you for your time, and also what you have shared to us. That's very meaningful and very insightful. And for the second presentation, we have our second speakers here, Mr. Medico. I believe he's already in the Zoom. Good morning, Mr. Medico.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. All
Morning.
right, Mr. Medico, I'm Zahrin. I'm the moderator for today's sessions, for today's
Hi, Zahrin.
plenary sessions. Yes, thank you for joining us. And because we're a bit tight in time, so I guess we'll continue with your presentation in a second later. But while waiting for you, I would just like to, introduce you to our participants here. So Mr. Medico Aswar is actually the current Chief Marketing Officer of Bluebird, right? This is a giant company in transportation industry in Indonesia, and he has also some of the exceptional backgrounds and working experiences in so many industries, so across industries, including Grab, XL, etc. And here I believe that he also has some outstanding and exceptional qualifications and also experiences as the coach, especially in terms of business growth, also people and organization transformation. So that's why we invite him here to for the second speaker on our plenary session today. With the decades of experiences in the industry, I believe that he could bring us valuable insights about the business.
Marketing leader in Kimberly-Clark, AkzoNobel, XL, Axiata, Grab, and for the past 3 years with Bluebird Group. Combining that commercial experience with my professional coach certification from International Coaching Federations and some other coaching institutions allow me to see not only the what of digital transformation, but also the how, the leadership and personal growth required to successfully navigate such change. Because in any transformation, people is the key pivotal element, not just the technology, not the process. So I'm deeply proud of the work that we have accomplished at Bluebird. I think this isn't just a presentation, but it's also a testament to the power of adaptation and the unwavering commitment to our team. Talking about Bluebird, Bluebird has a long history of embracing technology. So we started with the first taxi in the country using an agglomerator payment system in 1972. Something that, revolutionary in the market at that time. Then we incorporated computerized call centers, mobile data terminals, and eventually launched our first mobile app in 2008 under BlackBerry platform at that time, which was a significant step towards a digitally driven taxi service, even in 2008. Yeah. However, even with early technology adoption's history of Bluebird, disruptions still came along. The entry of ride-hailing apps like Uber and Grab significantly disrupted the market from us. Yeah, suddenly our traditional business model, our brand image, face a considerable challenge. We were witnessing democratized mobility, increased accessibility, affordability, and even a fierce price war. This resulted in a high burn rate and eroded service standards for traditional taxi companies. The question becomes then, how could we maintain relevance and ensure the long-term success of Bluebird, being in the market for over 4 decades at that time? Our response was decisive. It's transformation. We moved from a single product, single channel business to a mobility as a service provider. Our 3M strategy, multi-product, multi-channel, multi-payment, expanded our offerings beyond taxis to include rentals, shuttles, delivery service, and also corporate solutions. So this 3M strategy included multi-product. So we offer the diverse services from taxis to shuttle services, delivery, corporate solution, and even adjacent services like Birdmobile. Multi-channel, we provide various booking options. We still maintain our conventional channel like call center, street hailing, or pickup points, but we extend also our accessibility to our My Bluebird app and online partner platforms, even our competitor platform. And last, multi-payment. We provide multiple payment options for customers for their convenience, yeah, beside cash. So this 3M approach diversify our services and strengthen our market position to increase accessibility to our services. But then come the unexpected, the COVID-19 pandemic. Just as we were gaining momentum, the world ground to a halt. This created an unimaginable crisis. As you can see from this image, the street of Jakarta became eerily quiet. And this presented a new challenge. How could we adapt and survive during this unprecedented time? Our answer was to prioritize on hygiene and safety, a hygiene mobility approach. Bluebird became the first taxi in Indonesia to implement booster vaccinations for its driver and the first to receive CSSE, Cleanliness, Health, Safety, and Environment Sustainability Certification. We created a systematic protocol for hygiene and introduced emergency mobility service for guests with COVID-19 concerns. And we were the only service provider that actually warranted by the government. It demonstrates our commitment to passenger well-being, and this became our new currency, a focus on hygiene and safety. Well, technology is crucial, but it's not everything. Throughout our journey, one element has remained constant, the human connection. From the moment a customer contacts our call center to the moment they arrive at their destination, we strive to create personal and memorable experiences. This human touch, empathy, and care differentiates us from our new competitors, the technology companies. Even during the pandemic, numerous stories emerged of Bluebird drivers going above and beyond to help passengers, showcasing the strength of our human connection. Despite the challenges during the pandemic, Bluebird demonstrated resilience. In 2021, Bluebird Group net profit increased 45-fold. And this wasn't just survival, it was remarkable growth. We were even awarded Asia's Outstanding Company 2021, a testament to our resilience and innovative spirit. Looking ahead, we are focused on meeting the evolving needs of younger generation like millennials and Gen Z. They seek safety, reliability, and personalized solutions. To meet these expectations, we launched the new My Bluebird app, designed for an easy, seamless, and personalized mobility experience, meeting the needs of today's customers. My Bluebird offers an effortless, personalized, and comprehensive mobility solution. It enhances the overall customer experience with integrated features like Easy Pay, so combination between offline, street hailing, and cashless payment, seamless access, and also multiple service choices. Through continuous improvements, we aim to deliver the ultimate easy mobility experience. Our more than 5-decade commitment to quality and safety extends to fleet standardization, driver professionalism, and seamless mobility solutions, all while meeting what we call SNI, in Bahasa Indonesia, Standard Nyaman Indonesia, or Indonesian Comfort Standards for customer satisfaction. It's actually standardized on actually set the highest standard for the mobility solution services in Indonesia. Our success isn't just about providing services. It's about building lasting relationships. Digital transformation also urges us to transform our interaction with our customers. We understand that every customer is unique and implement data-driven personalized marketing from early 2022. Bluebird utilizes a comprehensive strategy for customer lifecycle management, engaging users at all stages, from the onboarding when they just installed our app, to retention, and even win-back program when they probably ignore our app and services. Well, the data speaks for itself. Our digital transformation hasn't just helped us survive, it's driven remarkable growth. Our revenue and profit figures demonstrate the powerful impact of strategic adaptation and innovation. You can see 2020 is actually the first year of pandemic. Yes, our revenue is actually, frozen by almost half of 2010, 2019, and we actually made loss. Yeah, but we recovered even in the second year of pandemic, booking profit even during pandemic, and it continues to 2022, 2023, and last quarter, because last quarter three, we also have impeccable result. I like to leave you with this quote from Tony Hsieh, former CEO of Zappos. You got to be ready to reinvent your business as you move forward based on what the needs of your customer are. This is the essence of our journey. Adaptability and customer focus are key for long-term success in today's dynamic market. Thank you. Now I'd be happy to answer any question you may have.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Medico. That was an awesome presentation. All right. Because we still have about 10 minutes, so then I would like to invite all the participants here for the Q&A session. So if you got any questions, please do raise your hand, or you could drop the questions in the chat box. Okay, hold on. There are already some of the questions here. Let me see. Okay, so let's take a look at the question from Muhammad Sajili. Okay, so I will read the questions, and then after that, please do respond to the questions, Mr. Medico. Is that all right? Okay, let's take a look at the questions. So Muhammad Sajili has a questions here. In the midst of the current online transportation competition, what strategy is carried out by Bluebird Company to become the top of mind of consumers, besides multi-product, multi-channel, and multi-payment? Then what differentiates Bluebird Company's value from its competitors, probably from your previous company, Grab, or maybe Gojek, etc. here. Thank you so much, Dr. Medico. Thank you again to Mr. Sajili for the questions. And then I will pass it on to Mr. Medico for answering the questions.
Thank you. It's good questions. I think every single brand has their own position into the market. And then Bluebird has been in the market for over 50 years. We were recognized as, the mobility solution provider that is trusted and also reliable. So during the, the disruptions by the ride hailing, we need to focus on our strength. Yeah, I think the key for all every single company and brands is actually just to focus on the strength that we have built for over 5 decades. So the trust and reliability coming from our quality of services. Yeah, I mentioned the Standard Nyaman Indonesia, the SNI, is about personalized drivers, standardized fleets, and also the end-to-end mobility solution. So we need to make sure that the 3 elements of SNI is actually brought to life and then stay relevant within the consumers, today consumers, which is MZ, Gen MZ. Yeah. And then don't forget, I also mentioned in one of my slides, technology cannot beat the human connection. Because at the end of the day, when you provide service solution, it's about human connection. Yeah. That's actually proven during pandemic, you know, because at that time, even introverts understand they need human connection. Yeah, let alone extroverts or ambiverts. So we actually also revamp, it's not really revamping, but we talk a lot about our strength, the quality service that we have, and also what differentiates us versus competition, the human connection. Yeah. So you are right that the 3M strategies is actually probably the way we model our business to stay present and relevant versus scaling, because obviously the 3M is quite different from them. Like even multi-channel, they only have their apps to access their services, but we have multiple channel for consumers to access us. But what the proposition that we still have is actually quality of service and also human connection. That what differentiate us versus competition.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Medico, for your answer. That's very insightful. We got many questions as well in the chat box. Let me see. Let's take a look at the second questions from Didik Krismanto. I will read the questions. So the question is, how long can Bluebird sustain its digital transformation efforts while balancing the integration of advanced technologies like AI, big data, and electric vehicles with the need to maintain its traditional service model with regulatory requirements and preserve its brand identity in an increasingly competitive market? So the short question is basically, how long can Bluebird sustain its digital transformation side of with with having all of the challenges here? Please go ahead, Mr. Medi.
Well, along the way, as I mentioned in one of my slides, technology-driven and also innovation has been part of the company DNA from the day we exist in this country, in Indonesia. Yeah, because our founder believed that only with the premium quality that we can survive in the market. Yeah. So when we first launched taxi, we were the first taxi in the market with algometers. At that time, a lot of people need to bargain to ride a cab. Yeah, but we come with the technology and then actually quite a disruptive at that time. And we continue to do that. Yeah. Even though we got disrupted too, but that's part of life. Yeah. Talking about EV, for example, we were the first in the market who launched EV back in 2019. So when government probably only started to talk about EV but 1 year ago, but we already started it 5 years ago. Yeah. So I think what the value of innovation and also growth mindset is embedded within the company. So it's actually something that gives us a fuel for us to sustain our transformation efforts. It's not just digital, but how we can stay relevant with the market dynamics, because market will not stay. It will continuously evolve and change, right? So whatever the technology is, AI, big data, electric vehicles, we already embark with that kind of journey. Big data, all data, all decision making in marketing department only use data driven. Yeah, the personalized marketing that I show you in one of my slides is part of the big data and also AI. Yeah, the electric vehicle I already mentioned to that. So I think it is also important for us, like my last quote from Tony here is actually how we can stay relevant to the market dynamics is for us to really embark with the change transformation. Yeah, so open-minded, growth mindset, being innovative is something that you need to embed in each individual in the organization before you decide in which technology you want to move forward, because it is the mindset of the people that actually will bring the transformation. It's not mere the technology or the process or the system.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Mr. Medico. Um, we still have one last questions, I guess, even though we're actually almost running out of time, but I will give this last chance to Hamida from AAGBS to to drop the questions. So we'll just answer this one last question. Is that all right, Mr. Medico?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will read the questions. So how Bluebird ensure that employee, specifically the Bluebird drivers, maintain their integrity while handling their customers versus the other e-hailing company in Indonesia? So
Yeah.
that's the questions. Please go ahead.
Value of the companies are actually important. Value of the organization will actually give us guideline, right? There are 4 values within the company, which is integrity, caring, growth mindset, and service excellence. Yeah, that actually give us a guideline how to behave. Yeah, in in guiding our principles. Yeah, including the drivers. Yeah, so we believe that trust is earned through consistent actions and also strong values. I mentioned the 4 values, and so the whole employees, including the drivers, personally practice and exemplifies the value, passing it down, and following it through with the dynamic market trend. Yeah, and this dedication to integrity is what sets us apart from our competition, and has led to our drivers recording over 13,000 successful item returns throughout this year only. So this is more than just a policy, it's a culture. So we emphasize integrity as the foundation of every single interaction, ensuring that our drivers approach their work with the highest standards of trustworthiness and care. So it sets us apart from the e-hailing companies in Indonesia, you can say so. So I hope this, answers the last question. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Medico. Okay, because we're running out of time, then I guess we should wrap up this first session, especially the presentation session and Q&A session with Mr. Medico. We actually would like to discuss more with Mr. Medico, but again, because of the time restrictions, so we should continue to the next session, in which here, I'd like to conclude our first session here, that I believe now it is clear that digital transformation are indeed crucial to promote business sustainability in today's era. And we have learned from the experts here how to promote and achieve that by looking at some best practices and insights from the industry perspectives. And the highlight here is for us to keep in mind about the importance of maintaining cybersecurity, as well as meeting the customer preference and market dynamics. Again, thank you so much to our inspiring speakers, Dr. Megat and also Mr. Medico. Before we close the first session, we'll have the certificate the certificate of speaker to be awarded to our first inspiring speakers here. For the first certificate, let's start with, okay, hold on, give me a second. Dr. Megat, are you still with us in Zoom?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay, so for the first certificate, I guess we'll hand it out to Dr. Megat, our first speaker of the day. Please share the screen. Yes, here it is. This is the
Thank you.
certificate to Dr. Megat. Thank you so much again
Thank
for
you.
your support to our conference today. You have brought us a very insightful views and takes on the business sustainability, especially in the digital transformation and cybersecurity. Thank you so much, Dr. Megat.
Thank
Thank you,
Please
Dr.
drop,
Megat.
please drop
Hopefully that we
a
can
heart.
have
Yeah.
many collaboration in the future, Dr. Megat. Thank
Of
you.
course, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you
so
for the
much.
invitation. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Megat. All right. Okay. So next up, for our second speaker, Mr. Medical, will also hand it out to you, your certificate as a token of appreciation from our team. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. And, despite your busy schedule, obviously, thank you so much for sharing your thought and perspectives on the issue as well. Thank you. All right, awesome. I guess that will wrap up our
Terima
first
kasih Pak
session
Mediko
for
Aswar.
today.
Hopefully that we can have collaboration in the next future. Hopefully that we can invite you to be our guest lecturer because your experience having some fruitful and inspiring things to share to our student. So hopefully that you can come by to our campus, Dr. Medik. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you again one last time for Dr. Megat and Mr. Medico. And then now, because we're running out of time, we should move on to our second session of the day. I would like to introduce our three prominent speakers that we have here for our second sessions. In which here, if previously we have heard the takes on business sustainability from the industry perspectives, now we will continue to hear the views from the academic perspectives. On the second session today, we will have three prominent speakers. The first one is Associate Professor Dr. Nur Irbani from University Technology Mara. She has an expertise in the marketing, and here she also has so many professional certifications, and she has also published so many journal publications and received some research grants as well. And despite all of that, she also has some exposure to the industry, in which here she had some experiences in the consultancy as well. That's a very remarkable background that we have from our first speaker here, Dr. Nur Ivani. But before we continue and start the session, I will introduce our second presenter and speaker of the second session, which is Associate Professor Dr. Prima Naomi from Universitas Paramadina. Before Dr. Nur Irfani is actually from University Teknologi Mara, but here Associate Professor Dr. Prima Naomi is from Universitas Paramadina, Indonesia, and already joining with us, Dr. Prima Naomi. She has the expertise in management science, in which here she is actually the acting rector of Universitas Paramadina, which actually previously she also served as the vice rector of Universitas Paramadina from 2017 to 2021 as well. And obviously, as the associate professor in management, she has made so many publications in terms of scientific journals and also book chapters. And also she has some certifications, as well as some other, exposure to the industry as well. And then last but not least, we have our third speaker here, Dr. Ganjar Chandra Premananto, who is coming from Universitas Airlangga. He's actually the head of Department of Management, and he also has the specialization and expertise in marketing. So it's the same with Dr. Ivani here. And Dr. Ganjar is actually also has some, exposure to the industry as well, in terms of consultancy and also, some mentorship sessions, and so on. So here we have our three prominent speakers, as you guys can see. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we'll have Dr. Ivani as our first speaker, and then continued by Dr. Prima, and last but not least, with Dr. Ganjar. And then, if you're all okay, then we could continue with the Q&A session at the end of all the presentations here. All right. So then now let's move on and continue with Dr. Ivani's session. Without any further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Ivani to share her thoughts about the issue that we're going to talk about today, about business sustainability and digital transformation. Please go ahead, Dr. Ivani, the floor is yours. Sorry, Dr. Ivani, I guess you are still muted.
All right.
Yes, all right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum, and thank you, Madam Chairperson, Ibu Zarin. Assalamualaikum and hello. I am Dr. Iboni from Malaysia. Okay. It is an honor to be here representing AAGBS in the IMMARA 2024. Today kita santai-santai aja, yeah. I will speak on a topic that is both timely and essential worldwide: transformation, digitization, and sustainability from a marketing perspective. And I would specifically like to dedicate this session to the local SME brand, be it Malaysia brand or from Indonesia, right? Now, in today's rapidly evolving business environment, SMEs are at a critical juncture. As the backbone of many economies, they must adapt to a digital world while responding to the growing consumer demand for sustainability. My goal today is to explore how these interconnected strategies, transformation, digitization, and sustainability can redefine marketing for SMEs, offering practical examples and illustrate their impact. Sorry, okay. Let's start with transformation. Yeah? For SMEs, transformation involves shifting from the traditional reactive approaches to agile consumer or customer-focused models. It is a deep strategic change in how they operate and interact with customers. One of the elements that I see which is important is product innovation, which is essential for any brand, especially for the local ones, the local SME brands. What can be done by the local brand is to introduce, for example, eco-friendly packaging and healthier product lines to meet changing consumer demands. One example that I can think of is the local coffee brand from Malaysia, Zeus Coffee. They transformed the coffee business by introducing plant-based milk, rice straws, and recycled ice cups to support the eco movement. This shift has not only aligns with evolving market needs, but also strengthened brand loyalty among health-conscious and eco-aware consumers. So they are specifically targeting these eco-aware customers, and they have transformed this Zeus coffee, this coffee lifestyle into something that is much healthier. Where in the past we normally, in Malaysia we call it lepak, ngopi-ngopi, or similarly in Indonesia, yeah, coffee is looked or seen as something that may not be healthy for consumption. But now look at Zeus, they has transformed the coffee business into something that is more, they call it economy, supporting the eco movement. The other thing that can be done by the small SMEs is personalization, okay, which is another core aspect and can be done through leveraging on customer databases. Yeah, by leveraging on data, SME brands can offer experiences which is tailored to each customers. What can be done is that they offer based on the data that they have in their database. For example, a local brand, Sirnasin, yeah, a local fashion brand, use their customers' database to recommend products that align with individual taste. They came out with series of fashions or what we call as design, and based on the data, they knew what customers want, and therefore service personalization is very important. This approach will increase customer retention and satisfaction as they feel the brand understands and cater to their personal styles. Okay, these two examples, I hope, is able to illustrate how transformation in product and service offering not only enhances customer relationship, but also keeps the brand competitive. It is simple and doable, yeah? All right. The third thing that I want to touch is about digitization in marketing, yeah, for SMEs. Okay, if we look at digitization, it has redefined marketing by opening doors to a larger and more engaged audience. For example, the social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook are invaluable for SMEs. A local example that I always looked at and observed is Tea Life Malaysia. It is a local tea chain which use Instagram effectively to build brand presence. Yeah, they take the opportunity of the social media by regularly sharing content that resonates with young audiences. Clearly, Tea Life engages customers with interactive posts, user-generated content, and influencer collaboration. This digital approach transformed it from a single location brand to a household name among young Malaysian. Tea Life is a brand that has also expand their business elsewhere. All right. So from a small setup, they are able to grow because they use this platform, a digital platform, to broaden their horizon. The second thing about digitization is e-commerce. E-commerce offers indeed SMEs brands a broader reach. For example, one of the local brands in Malaysia, a small handmade goods company known as Fast Craft Malaysia, uses platform like Lazada and Shopee to reach customers across Malaysia. They are a small establishment, but they are able to grow their business by, hooking up on Lazada and Shopee. Okay, these platforms have allowed Fast Craft to expand their market beyond the local consumers or customers, reaching remote areas without the need of a physical store. In fact, we have seen a lot of local brands, be it in Indonesia or Malaysia, have crossed the country borders, to expand their business. I often frequent Shopee, and I shop for Indonesian brands on Shopee platforms as well. So it is very easy for these local SMEs, to go beyond the normal country boundaries. Okay. The other aspect of digitization, which is also important and cannot be neglected, is AI and analytics. Okay, it is very powerful because it has further boosted personalized marketing. A clothing brand like Nabila Batik in Malaysia use AI-powered tools to analyze data and provide personalized recommendation. Okay, by understanding customers' preferences through analytics, they can tailor product suggestion, resulting in a more engaging and customized shopping experience. However, much as we like to embrace digitalization, it also presents challenges, especially for the SMEs, the small ones. We are not talking about the giants because the giants can afford to do digitalization as they have their budgets, all right? Many of these SME face skill gaps and have limited resources. For example, Suri Malaysia, a sustainable apparel company, have managed by adopting affordable, user-friendly digital tools and focusing on high-impact channels to maximize engagement without overextending their resources. So for small SMEs, they may not be able to embark, on big or huge digitalizations initiatives, but they can start small by, taking the opportunity of other established platform and create their presence in the marketplace, right? Then my next is about sustainability in marketing, okay? It is very important, okay? Modern consumers are increasingly drawn to brands that are environmentally responsible because that is the lifestyles that we are going. And SME brands can integrate sustainable practices to build trust and loyalty, trust and loyalty. Now we have seen a lot of big brands doing this sustainable initiative. What the small enterprises or the small local brands can do is to look at what has been done by the giants, emulate and learn from them. Okay, for example, the brands that have done producing eco-friendly products. They produce eco-friendly products like Langit Collective, a local SME brands in Malaysia as well that partners with indigenous farmers to offer sustainable grown rice by promoting their eco-friendly sourcing and reduce waste. They create a unique, what you call market proposition that appeals to the environmentally conscious consumer. So those who within this, movement would always support these eco-friendly products from the Langit Collective, right? The other thing that can also be done by the local brands is to practice transparent communication, practice transparent communication, where transparency has become a core expectation to everyone, be it small or big organization or big brands. For example, the Hive Bug Foods, a zero waste store in Malaysia, openly shares its sourcing practices, encouraging customers to reduce single-use plastics. This transparency helps customers feel connected to the brand's mission, fostering loyalty and among the eco-conscious consumers. So, in other words, if you want to go through this proposition, you have to showcase that you are doing the right thing, communicating the right thing, producing the right thing for the sustainable, conscious shoppers or market. The final one would be integrating sustainability. The brand should also not forget the circular economy. In alignment with circular practices, Kita Reka, a local furniture maker in Malaysia, repurposes wood waste to create unique sustainable furniture pieces. By emphasizing recycling and waste reduction in their marketing, they not only appeal to green conscious consumers, but also demonstrate a tangible commitment to sustainability. We have seen a lot of businesses that use recycle resources to produce their products. And of course, before doing that, they have to be able to understand what the consumers needs and wants. Based on the three examples, eco-friendly products, transparent communication, circular economy, sustainable, we can conclude that sustainability is not an ethical approach, but is also a powerful marketing strategy. Green practices adds value to the brand and increase customer engagement and loyalty. Now, I would like to go into marketing strategies for a sustainable digital feature. To succeed in a world shaped by digitization and sustainability, SME should focus on few strategic approaches: omni-channel approach, customer-centric transformation, and sustainable storytelling. Okay. What about customer or omni-channel approach? It is about ensuring customer experience a seamless journey across your platforms. An example which I can think of is Old Malaysia Cafe. A local cafe here ensures consistent brand experience, whether the customers engage in-store or on their website or through delivery apps. Okay, this consistency builds trust and keeps Old Malaysia Cafe as a brand top of mind. All right. In terms of customer-centric transformation, the SMEs need to align its marketing tools with customers' preferences and preferences. For example, a Malaysian batik boutique uses feedback loops to adapt its products to current market trends. By listening closely to their customers, they are able to continuously align their offerings with customers' desires, maintaining relevance and strengthen loyalty. We cannot run away about being a customer-centric business or brands. In the past, being customer-centric is important. Now, with this digitization and with opportunities for other brands to come into the market, customer-centric must be one of the things that being embraced by a local brand. All right. And it can be done through digitization, to support this sustainability movement. The last one is sustainable storytelling. It's about today consumers, which are always drawn to stories that resonates with their values. Okay, an example here is Earth Here, a Malaysian SME that supports local artisans. Okay, they share story of their artisans and provide impact of fair wages, creating an emotional connection with customers who value social responsibility. Okay, it is very important for the small SME local brands to have this connection with the customers, because what the big brands has done is the same, only that they are now up there, and as a local new brand that wish to go to the same path as the giants or the established brands, they need to be emotionally connected with the consumer. Hopefully, these strategies enables SME to strive by fostering meaningful connection with their customers. Some things to share here. Okay, recent example of SME successfully blending digitization and sustainability is the PIKA project. It is a Malaysian social enterprise that combines digital platform with sustainable food sourcing. By promoting its mission online, PIKA has not only increased brand visibility, but also engaged a community of supporters passionate about the social causes. These strategies has boosted customers' engagement, loyalty, and brand value, providing that integrating digital and sustainable practices, PIKA is able to make sure that their loyal followers are there to support them in the business. I think, no, okay, I have one last slide here, which is about the future direction and conclusion. Looking ahead or moving ahead, the trends of digital transformation and sustainable in SME will continue to evolve. To stay competitive, SME must adapt. Whatever that has been discussed and presented by the presenters in the by the practitioners just now. Yeah. These are not just industry trends, but they are essential pathway to growth, stronger customers, relationship, and long-lasting values. Right. And I would like to call or urge all SMEs to embrace transformation, digitization, and sustainability in their marketing strategies. It can be done in various ways. You may not need to spend a lot, but you can start small. Okay, look at how the big giants have done it, emulate, and then improve. Right? Not to just copy, but you need to improve and look at what they have done. These approaches are not only practical, but essential for growth in today's competitive landscape. Let's continue our business towards a future where digital innovation and responsible practices go hand in hand. And I think, yeah, that is my last thoughts on the topic of transformation, digitization, and also sustainability from a marketing perspective. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a very remarkable presentation, Dr. Irvani. I believe it's very insightful for all the SMEs down there to, embrace the digital transformation and to promote the business sustainability, just like what you have shared with us today. Thank you so much, Dr. Irvani. If you're okay with us, please wait in the Zoom. Please don't leave Zoom yet because we'll have the Q&A session at the end of the day and also have the certificates awarding session. Thank you so much, Dr. Irvani. Yes. All right. Next up, we'll have our second speaker, Dr. Prima. Please go ahead. Are you still with us, Dr. Prima?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. Then please go ahead. The floor is yours.
Give me access to share the slide.
Oh, really? Okay, the team, please double check. But I believe you can just share the screen without any special permit for that. Could you try to do that? If you got any technical issue, our team could help with that.
Yes.
Please, can I double check the team? Okay, hold on. I'll just ask the team, the technical team here, please try to check the issue. And if you're okay, Dr. Prima, please drop your presentation slide so that probably our team could help to share the screen.
Okay,
If
I will
it's still
drop
not
to
working.
the message. Is it okay?
Yes, sure. Yeah, that will work. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay, so okay.
Oh, we can see your screen already, Dr. Prima.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, yeah?
Morning. Good afternoon, yeah.
Yes. That's so excited and I'm so happy here. I'm Prima Naomi from Paramadina University. Although currently I'm represent for Paramadina University, but actually I'm alumni of Faculty of Economics, Erlangga University. Yeah. Allow me to share from my expertise. I think what colorful and meaningful discussion this morning. Yeah, you got the perspective from practitioner and the perspective from academician, perspective from marketing, and perspective from Currently, I will give you the perspective from financial management. Sorry. Okay, I start with what the McCartney states that the world is transitioning to wait. The world is transitioning to get a sustainability economy, and to get there, we need to finance it, and finance it in a way with a sustainable. So I think it is very apt, yeah. And McCartney was chairman of the Financial Stability Board at G20 from 2016 up till 2020. Currently, I want to present my presentation, my material about sustainability finance. Where are we? As we know, the role of financial statement is to generating information prior to investment and allocation capital, monitoring investment and implementing corporate governance post-financings, facilitating trade, risk diversification and risk management, mobilizing and pooling saving, and the last is facilitating the exchange of goods and services. It's according to Levin 2005. I think the first three functions are particularly relevant of sustainability finance. The allocating of fund to its most productive use is key role of finance. The concept of sustainability finance has evolved as part of the broader nation of business sustainability since 1990. Finance plays this role as different level in the financial sector. Bank, for example, define their lending strategy regarding which sectors and projects are eligible for lending and which are not. Similarly, investment funds set the investment strategy which directs in which assets the fund invests and which asset they do not. The financial sectors can thus play the leading role in the transition to a low carbon and more circular economy. In the financial sector, choose to finance sustainability company and projects, they can accelerate the transitions. There are three stages of sustainable finance. How can finance support sustainability developments? Let's start with the figure first in the left side. Yeah. At the level of economy, the financial return and risk trade-off is optimized. The financial orientation supports the ideal profit maximization by organizing and the economic growth of countries. In the next level of society, the impact of business and financial decision on society is optimized. And the final, at the level of environment, the environmental impact is optimized. As we have argued, there are interact between the levels. It is thus important to choose an appropriate combination of financial, social, and environmental aspects. And then let's move to table 1, the framework of sustainable finance. Table 1 shows the typology of sustainable finance, the value created, the rank factors of the 3 factors, and the optimization methods, and the horizon. The evolution highlights the broadening from shareholder to stakeholder and finally to common good value. The final stage looked at the creation of common good value. Common good value is the term that introduced by Tirol to avoid the dichotomy of private versus public goods. Schumacher used the term common good to refer to what is shared and beneficial for all or most members of given community. The ranking, this column, indicates a shift from economic goals to environmental and societal change. And the optimization move from maximum financial to optimize social and economic subject to financial. And the horizon move from short-term to long-term. The three stages of sustainable for financial typology in table first are discussed one after another. The stage move from the finance to all aspect both of social and environmental. The ranking factors in the third column, table 1, and finally the social environmental impact. SF 1.0, Sustainability Finance 1.0, is the first step, which one they provide the profit maximization while avoid sin stock. In this stage, financial institutions avoid investing in or lending to so-called sin company. Sin company company with very negative impact. In the social domain, include companies that sell tobacco, that exploit child labor, or exploit fossil fuel. In the second categories, sustainability financial 2.0, it's internalization of externality to avoid risk. In this stage, financial institutions explicitly incorporate negative social and environmental externality into their decision making. And the Sustainability Finance 3.0, value created is the common good value. It's more from risk to opportunity. Rather than avoiding unsuitable company from risk perspective, financial institution invest only in sustainable company or project. So it's very selected to invest and to give the lending. For example, they invest to project on healthcare, on green building, on electrical manufacturing, and land use projects. In this way, financial systems serve sustainability development agenda in the medium to long term. Okay, and sorry. So where are we in the sustainability finance? It's the global data solved by Schumacher and Kramadi, 2019. In the first step, sustainability finance 1.0, where the shareholder value, like we discussed before, the global data said that the most company currently operate at the C stage, emphasizing financial return over social and environmental impact. In SF 2.0, which one integrated value, balance financial value with integrated value of financial, social, and environment, represent midpoint of the social environment value, minimum and optimal social environmental value on social environmental value scale. Global data said that around 30 up till 40 of financial institutions and 20 up till 30% of company adopt sustainable principle, aiming for integrated value. And how about sustainable finance 3.0, which is optimize the social environmental value. Only the data said that only a small fraction, less than 1% of financial institutions operate at this stage. It represents a shift forward toward maximizing social and environmental impact alongside financial return. It is the global data. And where are we in Indonesia data? Sorry, I have no Malaysian data, so I just represent the Indonesia data. This is based on our current research and is ongoing, not yet finished, mapping the sustainability finance in financial service sector in Indonesia. The object of this research is all financial services sector company registered by the OJK, and the data is publicly available, both from company website source and reports available of the OJK. Based on the data obtained from various sources, we found that the population and sample of this study is shown in this table. It's tough enough to collect the data, and finally we got the data from various resources. From our data, it can be seen that almost 100% of banking have the sustainability report and annual report at 2023. Actually, we collect from 2019, but I just present from for the sake of brevity, I only saw the data for 2023. From our data, it can be seen that almost 100 banking provide AR, annual report and sustainability report. Although in the 2019, only 50%. This is understandable considering the regulation issued by OJK, which is POJK number 51 2017, concerning the implementation of sustainability finance for financial service institution. The regulation have step by step to implementing the sustainability finance for the subsector industry. In this study, the discussion will be sorted by according to the subsector, and there are 11 subsector in financial sector. And then furthermore, sustainability financing mapping is based on KKUP. What is KKUP? KKUP is Sustainability Business Activity category. In Indonesia, which one? Kategori kegiatan usaha berkelanjutan. Nah, there are 12 KKUP, which is renewable energy, KKUP first, and the second is energy efficiency, the third is prevention and control, and so on up till the 12 is SMEs activities. So based on the data since 2019, since the enactment of the regulation on green financing obligation for banking, Buku 4 and Buku 3 up till 2023, sustainable financing is still around 60 up till 19%. of total financing in this sector. There is no significant differences from the time to time. It seems that this is homework from OJK and for stakeholder to encourage more intensive sustainability finance activities. From the KKUP side, the largest financing is still on KKUP 12, which is SMEs activities, and then followed by KKUP 10, which are environmental conscious building that meet nationality, regionality, and internationality recognition standard or certification, and followed by the KKUP this one 4, which is management of biological natural resource and use of sustainable materials, which is 11.46. From this data, we can see that our sustainability finance journey is still far away. The banking industry, which is the leading sector in finance, is still less than 20%, let alone other financial subsector. Some have not even started. When linked at the sustainability finance framework in table, if we link with the sustainability finance framework, it seems that we are still, Indonesia, still at the sustainability finance stage 1.0. And still prioritizing financial performance, even though we have started to accommodate as social and environmental factors. This is reinforced by our interview with one of the leading banks in Indonesia, that they have not been able to boost in sustainability factor as expected. As evidence, when their credit growth in the last year reached 20% to as evidence, when their credit growth in the last year reached 20%, their sustainability financial only increased by 12 up till 50%. Once again, we still have a lot of homework, and the road to sustainability finance 3.0 is still far and full of challenges. So what are the challenges to integration sustainability into finance? Right. Schumacher and Scramade 2019, and I do agree, this is the challenge to integration of sustainability into finance. The obvious answer to deal with the social and environmental issue is to simply put them into our economic model. This figure illustrates the inputs of the firm capitals and player in the economy, government, corporate, and household. And panel A, the panel above, show the traditional finance regime. That is, I'm at financial value creation and builds on linear production and consumption process and lock in government budget for incumbent sectors such as agriculture production, fossil fuel-based energy infrastructure. And the panel B illustrates the long-term value creation in sustainability finance. This chapter stresses the need to have an integrated both earth natural capital, financial system capital, financial capital, and social capital to in production and consumption. So it will aim to LTV or long-term value creation. The end of LTV consists with the achieving SDGs 2030 is the relevant perspective for all players, both of financial, corporate, government, and household. The feedback loop highlights that LTVC preserve natural, social, and financial capital in the long term. Sustainability is therefore also about the corporate survival. It is a critical issue to competitive position, business model, and ultimately, and strategy. The fit of strategy and finance overlap in the area of valuation and strategic value management. The latter is practice of ensuring that the investment decision create long-term value. Finally, problems are not stop sign. They are guidelines. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a very insightful and inspiring presentation, Dr. Prima. I love how you put so many quotes here and there, and that's very inspiring. Thank you so much for the presentation once again on the finance sustainability. Before we continue with the Q&A session later, we will move on with our third speaker, Dr. Ganjar. And at the moment, please kindly wait as well in the Zoom meeting here, Dr. Prima. If you're okay, then we will. I'll get back to you later with Dr. Ivani as well in the Q&A session at the end of the second panel session here today. All right, thank you. Let's now invite Dr. Ganjar to share his thought about the business sustainability from his perspectives. Please go ahead. Please proceed, Dr. Ganjar. The floor is yours.
Yes, Dr. Prima, can you turn off the screen?
Sorry. Which one? Yeah, stop share.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The flower is bloom in my garden today. Assalamualaikum for everybody. Nice to meet you all. So we already have many kind of perspective of you. We already discussing about the practice of digitalization in business area. And there's already discussion from Dr. Irvani about the concept, the theory about transformation, digitalization, and sustainability. And there's also discussion about the sustainability in the side of finance, how to financing the sustainability. Right now, I want to discussing something that may be from the dark side of the business. That usually we discussing about the bright side, the normative area. So I will try to discussing about what is the risk of being not taking care of ESG, environmental social governance for business sustainability. So we'll discussing about the risk mitigation for not taking care of ESG, that it could be the part of the something that we call the dark side of business sustainability activity. Okay, I think we can discussing about what is ESG. Environmental social governance is about the framework that become the guideline, metric, and criteria that allow our company and investor see us about how good we are when we discussing about our future. So the investor and the consumer will trying to find out when they want to make some relationship with our company. So they will trying to look for some criteria. And ESG is something that become the criteria that they're looking for to understanding about how good is our company. They need to understand the company reputation, because the company reputation will be the future sustainability. If there is some problem for environment, social, and governance, so there must be problem for them in the long term. So based on that, the consumer investor will trying to look for much of metrics that giving signal to our how goodness when we trying to treat our environment, social and governance. So this is the framework that I trying to discussing about the connection between ESG, and then CSR and CSV. That SDG is the intention about what kind of goodness that do by the institution. This is the basic for the activity that done by the company. So it's the intention. The activity is the CSR activities that based on Kotler and Lee, there is many kind of CSR activities. We can call it just like corporate philanthropy, corporate social marketing, cost-related marketing, cost marketing, community volunteering, and social responsible business practice. So when we discussing about CSR, that having some consideration that matching with the strategic perspective, so that's something that we call CSV. That creating share value is how to make the CSR become resemblance to the strategic, to the value of the company. So the CSR division will give contribution for the sustainability of the business, for the margin for their business also. So that's CSV. We are not only discussing about giving some contribution to the social society, but we also giving some valuable meaning to the company, to the value, to the profit, and so on and so on. That's CSV, creating share value, that already shared by Porter and Kramer in 2011. And what about ESG? ESG is CSR with the shareholder consideration, that the investor wanting to know about how good is our company. So if they want to invest their money to our company, they will look for the many metrics that we have about how good ourselves when we managing our environment, social and governance. That means if we have the management for environmental social governance, so we will avoiding many strikes, many sabotage from the social activity, from the society, from the environmental side. So we will remove many kind of risks. So that's the signal of ESG. And this is something that we will discussing about when we are not doing the ESG caring. That already happened. BP oil spoil is something that happened. Rana Plaza collapse in Bangladesh already happened also. That it become the tragedy that known by the investor and consumers around the world. And also some practice in Foxconn labor that people know about how poor their working condition, that many kind of news about this will have some response to the investor and to our consumer. So it's something that we call, if we didn't do so, sorry, there is problem with the voice. So this is the dark side of something that I already discussed, that if we didn't taking care of our environment for our human resource, so we will have problem in the future. We will have problem for our business sustainability. So this is something that we call CSI, or people, what if something happen if the corporate doing something that irresponsible for their environmental, social, and their governance. So it become very interesting topic for students and academician to discussing about CSIR then. And based on the research by Ibora and Rira, they already discussing about many kind of research. So they conducting meta-analysis based on the several literature review that they already done. They trying to collecting the determinant and the consequences for CSIR. So they make some categorization for determinant. The determinant of CSIR could be from the environmental level. It could be the pressure from the environment inside of the country and the pressure from the outer country, from the foreign country. It could be from the host company and it could be from the external of the host company. So that's the environmental level antecedents. The other determinant is about individual level. It could be from the leader. If the leader having some value to doing some goodness for ESG, so there will be a goodness for their company also. If the value of leadership having problem, so the corporate become problem also while they trying to doing the CSR. So this is the individual level of antecedent. It could be about firm level antecedents. So it based on the regulation, the culture of the firm, of the corporate. So many kind of literature has already discussing about this kind of category. There is 23 article that discussing about environmental determinant. 16 article that discussing in the individual level and the 17 discussion on the firm level discussion. And what about the consequences? The consequences could be having problem to their external stakeholder and to their internal stakeholder. So it's already done also by many article that the impact of corporate social responsibility is giving impact to the investor and to their customer and their society also. Especially there will be some strike, there will be some suing from the NGO. It become problem in the future, especially when we discussing in the digital era. If there is suing from the society, especially from the NGO, so the reputation of the company will have some problem. And in the end, we have problem for our business sustainability. And the consequences to internal stakeholder also having some discussion also that it will give some spirit also to our human resource that if our company having some badness, having some bad reputation, so it will be influenced to their internal stakeholder also. There will be demotivation for the member of the organization. It's already discussing in about 30 article published. So if there's some demotivation for the human resource, there will be some problem for the production. I think it will be fruitful for you if you want to conducting issues, research issues about CSIR, corporate social responsibility. So the impact for not taking care of ESG, I can conclude that the CSI consequences will have an effect to external stakeholder, such as the consumers, investor, the activist group, the NGO, that they will have some bad emotion, bad attitude, and there will be no loyalty, especially there will be no sponsor and there will be no investor from to supporting our financial things that already discussed by the first speaker, Dr. Prima. And there will be some problem also if the investor having some bad signal about our company. So there will be the problem for the firm's value. There will be the problem for our financial activity. So the business sustainability will not be okay if we are not taking care of our ESG. And beside of discussing about not taking care of ESG, we will discussing also about something that we call corporate hypocrisy. This is the dark side of marketing activities also when we discussing about green marketing. Usually when we discussing about green marketing, it only on the bright side, and we are not discussing about the dark side, that sometimes the company do the greenwashing. It looks like they do green marketing, but it's only for marketing activity, not for the real activity. So this is something that we call corporate hypocrisy. Or in Indonesia, maybe we call it perusahaannya munafik. Lain di bibir, lain di hati. And I already conducting the research about corporate hypocrisy. When the corporate doing greenwashing, so what will happen? Based on the experiment that we already had with my student, Putri Mahanani, so we trying to create model the impact of corporate hypocrisy into trust on CSR, and then the attitude toward the company and the loyalty as a consumers. So based on that, the corporate hypocrisy having some effect on trust. So this is important for the company. If they want to build the reputation of the company, they have to build the trust. If there is no trust, so we have some problem for our business sustainability. So I think that's it about my presentation. That doing research about the impact of good ESG is interesting, but research about not doing ESG, I think will be much more fruitful. And then discussing the dark side of doing reputation strategy, such as the concept of CSIR, greenwashing, will endangering the business sustainability in point of view of many stakeholders, which is it could be from the point of view of consumer, investor, the society, and maybe also from the government point of view. So I think that's it, Bu Zahrin, my presentation. Hopefully it could be having some inspiration for doing the future research for the audience.
All right, thank you so much. That was an awesome presentation on the dark side of the business sustainability. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Ganchar. And now we'll continue with the Q&A session, finally. And this Q&A session is for the 3 speakers that we have for the second plenary session today. That involves Dr. Irwadi, and then Dr. Prima, and also Dr. Ganchar. So now, without any further ado, for all the participants here, if any of you got any questions, please raise your hand or drop your questions on the chat box. Okay, hold on, let me see. Oh, it seems like we already have the first questions from Mr. Didi Krismanto. All right. I will just read the questions first.
Maybe Pak Didi want to state
Oh,
by
yeah.
itself.
Sure. Would you like to convey the questions by yourselves, Mr. Didi?
Sila Pak Didi. You can unmute yourself.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr.
Good
Kushandas.
afternoon.
This question is about the challenge that nowadays we have facing, meaning that In today's fast-changing business, the company should include the sustainability practice in their operations that have been explained by presenters like ESG and CSR. But as a key of a strategy for the innovation and gaining the competition, what is the good strategy to dealing with the global supply chain challenge and the changing regulation in nowadays happened, and also to get the all stakeholder involved in this strategy, meaning that it is the challenges for us as one of the employee in business strategy to improve or to get this company be successful, not only in ESG or CSR, but also in the business. So my question is, the key strategy for innovation and also gaining a competitive edge while also dealing with the global supply chain challenge. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for the questions, Mr. Didi. I guess because you didn't mention whether you'd like this question to be addressed by just one of the speakers, so I guess it's gonna be beneficial if we hear the insights of the questions from the three speakers down here. So I would like to invite all the three speakers here to respond to the questions. Maybe should we start with Dr. Ivani?
All right. Thank you,
Okay.
Pak Cik, and Ibu Zarinia. Your question was on in dealing with competitiveness and how can organization, what was it? Hold on, I'm looking for the chat. Hold on, yeah. In looking for in dealing with competitiveness, how can organization make sure that sustainability, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let me talk about the smaller brands, yeah, because my passion now is looking at the smaller brands, because if I were to talk about the big brands, they are already there, they are already have that establishment, and there's not much that I think I can help. But if we are talking about the small brands in dealing with competitiveness, of course, the smaller brands will have to work a little bit harder, okay? And one of the key strategies, if they need a quick wins, is, like I said, to look at the bigger brands, what have they done, and try and emulate, okay? Although we said that we always have to look at the good ones, but like Pak Ganja said, we must also look at the not so good ones. So the strategy would be looking at what they have done and have been able to give them good results, but we must also look at things that they have done which they may want to hide from us, all right? But you need to look at it and see what does not work and try and avoid things that did not work for them. But in looking at the good ones, you may not want to follow exactly, but what you need to do is the smaller brand should look, learn, and then innovate from their processes. Because there's no rules or strategies that one shoes fits all. Okay, nothing in this world can fit everything. So what you need to do is basically, yeah, learn through their mistakes and also learn at how they have done things nicely and improve from that. Because one thing for sure, each individual SMEs has their own resources, has their own capability, and they need to be able to measure, be it in terms of technology, be it in terms of the resources, and also be it in terms of financial, which is of course very important part of, you know, about competitiveness. Does that answer my questions, Pak Didik?
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for your thoughts on this, Dr. Ivani. I guess I'll invite Dr. Prima to share her thought as well with us. So, Dr. Prima, please go ahead.
Yes, I think I do agree with Bu Ivoni and Pak Ganjar. So I think it is enough.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Prima. What about Dr. Ganjar? Do you have anything else to add on to Mr. Didik's questions so far?
Yes, I believe in this digital era, something that much more important is about the creativity, is about the innovation. Because usually the concept having some similarity with other company. So when you conduct the ESG, I think the other company will do the same thing also. When you're dealing with the environment, so in Indonesia we're dealing with AMDAL, analisa mengenai dampak lingkungan. So other company will following that activity also. So there will be the categorical, are you in the blue, the green, or the golden type of your AMDAL? That's for the environment. But and also for governance, I think there will be some standard that you have to follow. If you want to be good in your governance, so you have to following the standard that already list by your partner. So your competitor should do the same thing. So what things that you make corporate become prominence, become more dominant from others, from other competitor. So creativity or the innovation is a must. Something that you have to do is about your social activity, about CSR, especially about CSV. When you're trying to conduct CSV, it should be related with your business. And it should be giving some innovative activity that make you differentiate with your competitor. So when you trying to make your CSV become become prominent, so it will be your icon activity for your company. So you will be see by the investor, by your customer. So you can see differentiately. So people will not see you the same with your competitor. So I agree that innovation is a must, especially in digital era. So when there is some good news about our company and how to make people see us is about giving the good signal that you are different from others, that you giving the creativity, the innovation. That's something that we already do also as a business education. We're trying to send the good signal about us. How to make news that giving we have to feeding the media about many kind of news that we have, but the news should be interesting. The news should be something that innovative, creative, that your news is something that having some similarity with other companies, so it will not get attention from your audience. So to have the attention from your audience, from your customer, from your investor, so you have to giving something that prominent, something that be difference with your competitor. So I think in many kind of business, the innovation is a must. because ESG something that usually having some implement by many kind of business, but how to make it different from your competitor needing your innovation and your creativity, Pak Didi. I think that's my answer for your question.
Thank you very much, Pak, for your insightful and comprehensive response to my question. Thank you very much.
Yes. And I think our collaboration with Paramadina and AGBSUTM is something that become one of innovation that we have. Because usually the collaboration only having some guest lecturing, staff mobility, or student mobility. In this collaboration, we trying to give awarding to our student internationally. So I think this is some innovation that we've trying to help based on our collaboration. So this is the example for the innovation for the business education. That's for the bonus answer, Pak Didi. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for the additional insights. That's very valuable as well, Dr. Kanchar. Now we have another questions from Miss Mia Mariana. I believe she has a questions to Dr. Prima. So I will invite her to deliver and convey the questions directly. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Jahrin. Thank you for the speaker. I would like to ask regarding sustainable finance. Ibu Prina's presentation is my question because I'm from magister management from University Paramedan. I'm majoring financial strategy. Yeah. Ibu Prina, are there any suggestions for the research of sustainable finance? Because the sustainable finance is difficult, yeah. I mean, for the researcher. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the questions. Please go ahead and respond to the questions, Dr. Prima.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nia. I think there are a lot of area that we can research in the future in this topic of sustainability finance. As you know, I have just mapped the finance sector. There are still many other sectors to research because to date, not many studies have mapped the current condition. If we do not know the current conditions, how do we formulate a strategy to achieve it? The other is you also can associate many factors with the sustainability finance. As Dr. Ivoni and Pak Ganjar conveyed earlier that you can associate the sustainability finance with technology, with the culture, organizational culture, with the digital transformation also. There are a lot of variables that we can research. And the other, you can also deepen the strategy in implementing these sustainability concepts. There would certainly be many interesting and unique cases to study in each organization. It will be fruitful, the knowledge in this area. And I think what Pak Ganjar idea was good, to see the other side of coin in this area, the impact when companies don't implement the concept of sustainability. There are a lot of research that we can do also. Okay, Nia, it answers your question.
Thank you so much.
May I adding for
Oh, yeah.
answering?
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure. Go
Okay.
ahead, Dr. Kanchar.
Something that come out from in my thoughts is about usually when we discussing about finance research, we discussing about proxy, how to measure the indicator, right? So what is the proxy to measuring the sustainability? I think it must be fruitful. What kind of the post in the financial report that become the proxy for the sustainability activity. So I think you can make some discussion about that also, about how to measure the sustainability. And the other thing is right now in finance activity, we can discussing about behavioral finance, right, Punya? When we discussing about behavioral finance, so we can discussing about something that in the side of, in the mind and in the heart of investor. So we want to know about what can make them choose to sell or to buy the stock based on the what kind of sustainability indicators. So we can make some FGD or depth interview about how they can make some decision making to buy or to sell the stock uh, in the market. I think we can make some qualitative research about understanding behavioral finance of the investor also, Punya. That's something that come out in my thoughts. Hopefully that it can be uh, insightful for you.
Thank you, Pak.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Ganjar. All right. I guess we could move on to the last question. We have one final questions in the chat box here from Mr. Ajlal Haider, from a doctoral management degree Universitas Erlangga. I'll read the questions. It's a bit long, but I'll try to make it more concise later. So the question is, how can companies effectively embed sustainability into their core strategies to foster innovation and build a competitive edge in an increasingly globalized market, while managing the complexities of diverse regulatory environments, fluctuating supply chains, digital transformation, and the demand for the transparent stakeholder engagement? So I believe in brief, it's actually pretty much related to the first questions that we have from Mr. Didik Krismanto, right? But I guess because this is the final questions, I would like to invite all the speakers here to share their thought. It doesn't have to be long, maybe just like a couple of sentences, like 3 sentences and on. Basically, it's also gonna be the brief advice that you could provide to all the participants here of how to apply or implement the sustainability, so we could effectively embed the sustainability into the core strategies of the companies, either from the practical perspective, so that it can be implemented in the business, or also in the academic perspective, so that it can be used as as an area that we could explore for research potential at the end of the day. So that's basically the idea here. I hope all the speakers here could give their thought, like one final brief advice of probably from Dr. Ivani of how to apply or implement the SME business sustainability and marketing sustainability, right? And then from Dr. Prima, how to apply the financial sustainability, and for Dr. Ganjar, how to apply the business sustainability in relation to the ESG itself. All right, please go ahead. We'll start with Dr. Ivani, please.
Okay.
Share your thoughts.
All right. A quick one. Number one, you've got to walk your talk. Okay, the business owner has got to walk their talk, show good examples that they are supporting this sustainability movement. And number two, in order to overcome these regulatory environments and all kinds of challenges there, you need to find a good collaborator, be it from the government sector or the private sector. These two, I believe, could help, the small SMEs, if you're talking about it, could showcase that, yes, they are all 100% for sustainability. Thank you.
Awesome. Brief but very clear and strong statement. Thank you so much, Dr. Ivani. I will continue with Dr. Prima. Please share your thought on this.
Yes, the important thing we should remember that sustainability is multidisciplinary. So we can't solve it by a single disciplines. Therefore, the important things, like what the Dr. Ivani said, is the collaborations. Collaboration both horizontally with the other stakeholder or vertically in our supply chains. So the keyword in implementing is awareness and collaboration. Thank you.
Awesome. Awareness and collaboration. Thank you so much, Dr. Prima. Last but not least, go ahead,
Okay,
Dr.
thank
Kanchar.
you, Bu Syahrin. So I want to give highlight for something that questioned by Achalal, that to make our company effectively embedded sustainably into our strategies is not about understanding the importance of business sustainability. The implementation of ESG is a must and important, but much more important to sending the news about that, to sending the information to the society. So people have to know about how goodness are we, how goodness we are, how goodness is the company. So we have to share it to the media. That's the important part. And after that, we have to try finding the acknowledgement, especially we maybe have to following the awarding activity for ESG. There's a lot of awarding activity that giving some reward for the goodness that you already did. So I already create the CSV awards, SDG awards, something like that. And I have been a judge for also for corporate sustainability initiative award. So you have to following those agenda also to give punctuation, to give enforcement for the goodness that you already create. So doing ESG is important, but much more important to make people know about how goodness you are. Thank you.
Splendid. Thank you so much, Dr. Kanchar. All right. I guess that will wrap up our session for today, our second sessions. Thank you so much. That was a very insightful and remarkable thoughts, insights, and views that our three prominent speakers today have shared with us. Okay. I guess again it's time for us to wrap up the second session. I actually would like to discuss more with the three speakers here, but unfortunately, because of the time restrictions, we have to conclude the sessions. So I guess it is now clear that digital business sustainability is indeed crucial, right? I mean, the business sustainability and digital transformation is indeed crucial and important. And this is not just about digital transformation, but also we have explored about many other areas that as important as it is, including the green economy, the ESG, and so many more. So in this case, it's very important for us when we would like to promote the business system sustainability in today's era. We should consider all the aspects of the marketing sustainability, finance sustainability, or also, the SME business itself, the SME perspective, and the other companies in general. We have also learned how to promote and achieve the business sustainability by utilizing so many available tools, including by taking into considerations the aspect of environment, social, and also governance, or what we call ESG here. At the end of the day, business sustainability can only be attained if we work on all the aspects here holistically. It may not be easy. We may face many challenges, but either way, we should start today. It's okay to start small, but we will see the magnificent impact later on at the end of the day. This is not to be kept in mind just in terms of practical and business implementation, but also when we would like to, explore the potential research topic as an academics. That's all, I guess. Thank you so much again to our inspiring speakers here, Dr. Irvani, Dr. Prima, and also Dr. Ganjar. Before we close the second session, we will have the certificates awarded to our three speakers today. For the first part, we will award the certificate to Dr. Irvani. Please, for the team, the technical team, please help us to share the screen for the certificate to Dr. Irvani. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Irvani, for your time today and also for sharing with us a very priceless and insightful thoughts and views on the business sustainability, especially related to SME and also digital transformation. Thank you so much. All right. Next up, we have the certificates to be awarded to Dr. Prima. Please, the team, go ahead and share the screen. Okay, hold on. Okay, here it is. Oh, finally. Thank you so much again to Dr. Prima.
Thank you, Dr.
Uh,
Prima,
Thank you so
Prof.
much,
Yeah.
Pak
Irvani.
Ganjar, Bu Ivoni, and Hasri.
Hope that we
Yeah.
still can continue the collaboration in the next future.
For sure.
Barakallah.
Awesome. All right. Last but not least, let's share
Dr.
the
Jarin, there will
certificate.
be no certificate for me because the
Oh.
one who gives signature is me. So I will not give signature for myself.
Okay. Well, okay then. But of course, still, we highly appreciate your thoughts and insights as well, Dr. Ganjar. Just like how we appreciate the insights from Dr. Ivani and also Dr. Prima. Thank you so much again to our three prominent speakers today. And here we hope that we could still continue to engage in the next occasion with a more fruitful collaborations in the future. Thank you so much. I guess we could wrap up and close the second sessions of the day. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barakallah.
Terima kasih Pak Ganjar, Bu
Terima
Ivoni,
kasih, Bu Prima,
Terima kasih.
Bu Irvani.
Mbak
Thank you.
Hasrin.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. All right. Because we have come to the end of our plenary sessions of today, then I will hand back the sessions to our MC, Raras. Thank you so much for your attention, all. I hope that this session will bring valuable insights to all of you. Thank you once again, and I will see you all again in the next occasion. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Pak Ganjar, Bu Ivoni, and Hasri.
Terima kasih. Maybe we can take picture all together with all of the participants. So please turn on your camera for all of the audience. The committee will take picture of us. Yang belum menghidupkan kamera mungkin bisa turn on your camera so we can see all of your face. Ya, terima kasih Bapak Ibu. Insya Allah kita sesi selanjutnya adalah ada presentasi dari presentator yang hadir pada hari ini secara offline. Sedang kembali lagi. Oh, sorry, I'm speaking Indonesia. So there will be a presenter after we get lunch, especially for the presenter that coming offline to our campus. But for online presenter, you can watch it on the digiseminar.id. And we invite you tomorrow at 9 for discussing with the small medium enterprise partner that we have, PT Legend International, that they have a very good vision to become go public for their traditional beverage. So hopefully that you can give insight to the Legend Trend. Ya, silakan Bu Mbak Kris. Ini yang foto sudah.
This my voice. Okay. Does my voice?
No, we hear the echo, so it's not clear.
Check.
Ms. Radas, I guess you need to turn off the sound from the other devices close to you so that it's not going to
Yes,
be
we've tried to.
echoing. All right.
Check. 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 Okay. Pardon for that, since apparently there's a lot of devices in one room, so I will proceed. Check. 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 All right. Okay. 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 Since there are a lot of devices in one room, my voice tends to echo. So I will proceed to the next one. Beforehand, I will thank you all to the prominent speakers, either from the practitioner or academicians, and moderator for expertly guiding us through such meaningful and thought-provoking, engaging questions and discussions, starting from first session until the second sessions. All of the insights and skillful moderations have truly helped bring out the best in today's discussions. We are very grateful for the way we kept the conversation engaging, insightful, and tracked. We should give a round of applause for all our wonderful work today. Next, I would like to thank you very much for the cooperation and the thrill to have these moments captured with all of you. We are going to sadly end the first day session of IMMARA 2024. I would like to thank you for all who joined us in making this session a success. As we come to the close of day one of the 2024 International Master in Management Applied Research Award, we would like to thank you, each of you, for active participation and enthusiasm throughout the day. We hope you found today's sessions insightful and valuable. Please join us again tomorrow for day 2, where we will continue exploring more perspective and research in sustainable management. And also, I would like to remind all the participants, for those who haven't filled the attendees form yet, please do so in the link that I have sent below in the chat room. Thank you all so much and have a very wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the lunch and break.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Barakallah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Bu Prima, Bu Irvani,
Thank you,
Dr.
Pak
Alina also.
Ganja, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much.
See
Thank
you, Bu Foni and Pak Gan.
Yeah, Bu Naomi.
And
See you
also,
in Malaysia.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can go there in December.
inshallah. I'll see you.
Okay, Bismillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so we can have our lunch in our home. You can try to find good food around you. Have a nice lunch.